Now an Eastern Michigan man, Darius Jackson on the carry. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Little motion now from the tight end. They run again with Jackson. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue. Smart approach there, using the run to pick up the first. And that was a defensive setup they'd prepared for this week, knowing that keeping it on the ground was the best way to attack it.
And that means also that they're able to read them pretty well. All the things they prepared for, when they get to the line of scrimmage, they see it in pre-snap recognition and know exactly how to attack based on their planning and preparation.
Now Wilson on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. Told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Hyde, the lone man in the backfield. 2nd down, Gabbard to the right side, caught by Selleck. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Garrett Selleck, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Niners have taken the early lead.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. The run, this is Jackson, and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL, and a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys.
And I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Time running out here on the play clock. In motion left, Curse. Now the 4th-year man from Texas A&M, Christian Michael. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He finds his man, Baldwin. The 20, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, His third touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. Big fourth down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on fourth down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Now it's Wilson. Then he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in the touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. And a look at Seattle's defense.
When Bobby Wagner's career is said and done, people are going to look back and say he was an absolute steal in the NFL draft. A Pro Bowl player for any team.
On second down, Hyde. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Defense showing blitz. On third down, Gabbert. The open man is Smith. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A good pickup there at 20 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a first down.
It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it's a second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. It's the 49ers in control of the football. They've got a second down at 5 here to start things out. Gabbert now on second down. A dump off for Davis. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Gabbert now to throw on first down. Johnson with a completion over the middle. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Second down now after the pass completion. To the air again, Gabbert. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Off play action to Hyde. Here's Gabbert. He's got time. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard. Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. Now that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
So now it's 1st and goal. Here's the option going right. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Back to the ground. This time it's Hyde. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Carlos Hyde. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. A chance for us to look now at this 49ers defense. And the interception the last time, their 3rd takeaway of the game, Charles.
They're just flocking to the football so well. And not only are they doing that, they're making big-time plays and taking it away from them. Big hits, big plays. They're looking very good in this ball game.
You said flocking, flying to the football. Coaches always use that, don't they?
They really do. It's almost as it goes back to the old, when they click off the frame at the end of a play, they want to see all 11 defensive guys in that picture.
Second down following the run. Now this time he'll look to throw. He hits Jermaine Kearse. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And he's got Will Tye complete. And a nice gain of 21 yards. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be a 2nd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the All-Pro, Navarro Bowman. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They start the drive with Hyde. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to more NFL action on EA Sports after this. Back now. As I search for my cue card here, there we go. Coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will join us from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis from our first half of play.
Well read.
Yeah, thank you. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Smith catches left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
They'll come out in the pistol. A first down throw for Gabbert. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. It's the former Stanford Cardinal, Richard Sherman. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
When we talk about the best corners in the league, we're usually saying shutdown corners. Guys you can't complete passes against. Richard Sherman fits that definition to a T. The best part of his game, no wasted moves. He studies the opponent so well, hard to get a pass on Richard Sherman.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game. It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And his throw here's incomplete. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Offense. The penalty is declined.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. They're going to try and throw. Being chased out left. He's got curves. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. They come out here in the eye. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete.
So many offense want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Let's go! Green, 39!
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Their dangerous wide receiver with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Seahawks a 2-point conversion away from tying the game.
Yeah, touchdown. I love it. Now it's only a 2-point game. I know it's the first half, but you've got to think. Go for 2. Tie it up. Go into the locker room. What are you doing? Come on.
You're bold. You're bold.
It's real easy to be bold sitting up here than
right
down there and making that decision.
We don't have to make those decisions. Either way, little time left on the clock here in the second quarter. We'll see how this all plays out. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
Hyde, the lone man in the backfield. And he'll get it up the middle. And some room to roam now. Carlos Hyde, see you later. Touchdown, 49ers. Carlos Hyde, as the first half is winding down. And the 49ers have now taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards, 6 points. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Let's go! Green, 39! Detroit! Detroit!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done? And after that touchdown, we are just a PAT away from a tie game. And I know everyone's going to look at it and go, guess what? Tie game, all even, They just scored. If they kick this extra point and tie it, they're going to feel like they're the ones that are in control.
And this time he gets it to go as it is up and good. So thanks to the late touch. Hey, Charles, give me water. Jeez, Chuck, they cut off the halftime show again. Quicker than anticipated, ready for the start of the second half. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you. And while that play was unsuccessful to start the second half, I'm not sure that you just totally abandon what you do running the football. Maybe you make some adjustments in your run game and do things a little bit differently. But that doesn't necessarily mean you just go to the pass and do nothing else.
They'll look to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterbacks and move the sticks, those guys are worth their weight in gold.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got Will Tye complete. 15 yards through the air on a first down.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
He was trying to get it to Jermaine Kearse, and that'll bring up second down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it third down.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. They'll drop the throw, and he fires one, but incomplete. Christian Michael was the intended receiver. Now fourth down.
And there was a good opportunity to just went awry there, a drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7.
Let's go. Green, 39.
They're going to try and throw. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cliff Averill in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. It led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
To throw, Gabbard. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the 49ers have moved down in front.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed. Back there, that's Philly. Here we go.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He'll rifle this one deep right side, and he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. They're going to look to throw. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And it is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last time when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They've got to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Gaudens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall. That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
3rd and goal for Gabbert. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Torrey Smith, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot in the end zone and made it pay off.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now to 3rd and 6.
Now that's a decent amount of aggressiveness right there. Inside their own 10-yard line, they still run the toss, even though they know that that can be a little bit of a dangerous play, and it pays off pretty well with a nice run.
Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. They'll look to throw. Hits his target, the tight end, Will Tye. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to go deep down the left side. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
Yeah, he's already been in the end zone multiple times. Tried to target him again deep there, but unsuccessful. He's going to try and go deep again. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on third. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to take another shot here. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Well, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the corner, Tremaine Brock. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
Second down, Gabbert. Out to the right here to Wilson. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Black 22! Black 22! 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, watch 54, watch 54.
Gabbert on first down. Smith catches left side. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. So yet again here this week, he is struggling, and I know sometimes I've looked out here, they've devoted 2 guys to him. Whatever the case, they can't seem to get him in a rhythm here.
And ordinarily, when your big-time guys had a tough game the week before, you script some stuff into your off.
Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter. A 10th carry for Hyde. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Black 22!
On 3rd down, Gabbert. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
He'll drop to throw, escaping the pressure right. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards. It's a 5-receiver set, 3 to the left, 2 to the right.
Let's go!
They'll look to throw here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And some room to maneuver. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. 1st down, a run with Hyde. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They run it again with Hyde. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On 1st and 10, Gabbert. Catch made right side by Wilson. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. So 2nd down, 3 yards to go now. Second down, Gabbert. He's got Wilson, middle of the field. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Albert Wilson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the 49ers add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
So that drive, 4 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 30.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. The grab made by Curse over the middle. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there of 20 yards. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Here we go now.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. They showed off a nice juke of the defender, but the next wave there to bring him down. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
All right, here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
No, check.
And they're going to speed things up here. They'll look to throw here on first down. Hits his target, the tight end, Will Tye. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. So second and medium, 2nd and 5 now. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll run a toss play to Michael. And he'll take this one down to the 36. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. An extra defensive back in the game now here for 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. He's got his man. It's Curse. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39. Check Mike 57. Mike 57. Tight down. Right there. There you go.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff.
Delay of game, offense. Still first down.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff.
Delay of game, offense. Still first down.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff.
Delay of game, offense. Still first down.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Delay of game, offense. Still first down.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Delay of game, offense. Still first down.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Delay of game, offense. Still first down.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off.
Delay of game, offense. Still first down.
Green 39! Green 39!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Call it an even 20 yards on the pickup. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. And now they're in the hurry-up. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be a 2-score game after the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt with a 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
And let's look at Carlos Hyde now. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed. So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be, but we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And the dreaded 3rd and long here for the offense. Hyde, the lone man in the backfield. And he'll get it up the middle. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
And on 2nd and 10 now. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Tony Jefferson, and that will right